Hey guys, Collectible 404 here. So today we're going to review the Jazzwares Micro Galaxy Squadron. These are some of them, there's not all of them, but I found them in my local Target and they looked kind of interesting. So yeah, they're basically these tiny little ships that you can put figures inside, and they have different special features each ship. So let's get into the first one, which is the Luke's X-Wing, and there's some pretty nice card back art on the side here. Some TIE fighters shooting down, and then it says Launch Edition on the side. I don't really know because I saw a video where the Wave 2 had Launch Edition on it too, so I don't know if it's going to be rare or just a thing. And then moving to the back, kind of do have some card art here. Some of the sets you can get, and each one comes with a collectible blueprint piece, which is right there. So that's the X-Wing. Here is an example of what it looks like with all the stuff filled out of it. That's how I opened it. So here's the X-Wing in all its glory. We'll say, do like the paint applications on this. It looks very good. See, there's a lot of, dirt, and, it looks kind of stained from battle damage. Looks pretty cool. Up front, we got the red 5 symbol here. I mean, it's a generic X-Wing. I mean, you can't really tell that it's Luke's X-Wing, but we'll get into that. So, some scuff marks here. Looks pretty good on the paint job. Very nice and weathered. Then up here is where you can put your droid, R2. And then back here, there's some burnt away engines, which look pretty cool. And some power box. And down here, we got some more detail. And the landing gear, which I can show you, can open there. And can open up all 3 sides. And you can have it in a landed mode. So that's pretty cool. And then up here, there's a little ejector for R2, which I'll show each what the figures look like inside. So here are the figures. We get R2. I mean, looks like R2. Nothing too special. Yeah. I mean, it's right now, it's an R2, and you can move his joints. Actually, he's not movable. But yeah, he's not really movable. But you can put him inside of the cockpit here, and he'll stay inside there. Here's the Luke, which I will say is pretty disappointing. This doesn't really look like a Luke Skywalker figure as much as it should. It just has the 2 little red rebel dots, so honestly, it doesn't really look like a Luke Skywalker. They just put his name on there, really. Just the generic little pilot looks like more. So I think they should do a better job on that paint, but some of the other figures we have definitely do need a better paint job, like especially the Darth Vader. So moving on, we can also show you how to put him in the cockpit, which I will show. And you can lift it up. It's pretty hard. There is a little bit of interior in there. Looks pretty nice. Got a seat and some grime. You can sit Luke in here, which I will show you in a sec. Sit him down. There you go. Luke's inside the X-Wing. And another really cool feature that I didn't show is that you can open the X-Wing to have it in attack mode, which is pretty cool. You can have the attack mode variant. Definitely think the vehicle is worth it, but figure's not really for this one. I would stick with some like the other ones, which I'll show. But if you really want to do like a combo, like the X-Wing and TIE Fighter, I would recommend. But yeah, this is a pretty cool one. Vehicle's really nice, but figures kind of eh. So moving on, we do have the ATST, which I will say I recommend this one. This is a pretty good one. Nice starter one for your collection. So is the TIE Fighter. I think the TIE Fighter is better though, but yeah. So we got the ATST on all of its glory. Nice grime paint on it. Looks pretty cool. And on the side art here, we have some pictures of a battle going on. I will show the side art first. Sorry. Wait. Yeah, I'll show the side art first. So back here, same thing with the card. And there's just different art on the side here. So yeah, sorry that was a bit all over the place. So we're going to go back to the ATST. Very nice wash paint job. Looking really nice. Some stickers on the bottom there, and which is really cool. You can do with this is you can move the legs in different positions. So I'll show you. So you can move one of the legs back, forward, or in any direction, and kind of pose it the way you want it to be. And sometimes it'll fall over if you pull them a little bit too back, but yeah. And there's some bit yellow printing on the bottom. Looks pretty good. Check the back. Engine details, pretty nice. And there's a neck joint on there, which you can move the head with. So I'll show you how that works. Move the head left to right. There you go. And Yep. So that is the walker here. It's probably gonna fall over, so let me just fix it. Okay, so that's the walker, and you do get the ATSD pilot, which is one of the better figures, I will say. The camera would focus, but yeah, this is definitely one of the better figures. He has his notable hat and his goggles, and some glove fronting, a backpack, not a backpack, a belt, and some boots. But definitely he looks better than the Luke. You can tell that it's an ATSD pilot. So I will recommend that one. That one's better than the X-Wing, but the X-Wing's got a nice, like, ship. But the figures, if you really want the figure for this one, definitely would go get that. And the build is pretty cool too, the ATSD. Moving on, we have Vader's TIE Advanced. Same thing with the card art, somewhat like Luke's, except there's a Star Destroyer in the background, which I really do hope they make a Star Destroyer for this line. If they do, I will review it, because that would be such a cool idea. When we show you the TIE Fighter, I definitely think it has some cool possibilities. So here's the Vader figure we'll show first. Definitely, like I said before, really, you can tell it's Vader, but, you know, the paint detail on this is not as good as it should be. But I understand why, because this is way harder to print in. But there should be some chest detailing there. Yeah, and some of his belt pieces aren't that well, but he looks like Vader, just not the best, interpretation. And you can take off the cape to put him inside, but I'll show you that in a second. So here's his actual TIE Advanced. Pretty nice ship, we'll say. Got 2 red laser cannons on it. Then back here, you have a little bit more detail. And back here, there's a little bit more detail on the engines too, which is pretty nice. So some of the features here is that you can put Vader in, which I'll show you. Here's the cockpit, what it looks like inside here. And Vader just goes in without his cape, because you can't do that because the cape's too big. But you slip him inside. Looks kind of good in there. Very hard to close it up, but I'll try to. But yeah, he's a little too tall to fit in there. But that's what it looks like close it up. And, oh, sorry about that. The wings do fall off, which sometimes it's just a bit of annoying. It's supposed to demonstrate, like, destruction, but sometimes they fall off without you even touching it. So yeah, I'll show you what you can have them pull off because of battle damage. But I definitely think it's a good feature on the TIE Fighter. For Vader's TIE Advanced, not as much. I think Vader's TIE Advanced should stay the way it is. But we also, speaking of that, there's some engine detailing right there. A little bit of detailing on the wings, which is really cool. Like some of the older, toys like this didn't have that. It's pretty cool. And back here, there's another feature, which I will show. They have an opening. You can access the engine housing here. So that's pretty cool. And the way to get Vader out is with most of them, you just open up the top and you just shoot him up with this little piece on the bottom. So I'll show you what it is on the bottom in a second. Sorry, this is going to be a long video. It's very hard to get these things out of here. But you look at this, you can have that pop out. That's Vader's TIE Fighter. Yep, that's Vader's TIE Fighter. And here's what I will say is pretty much the cream of the crop of this line. The TIE Fighter and the ATSD are really good. But this is the regular TIE Fighter. Has the same exact card art. Kind of sort of similar to Vader's. And on the back, it has the little blueprint on the back. So same thing on all of them. And looking at the TIE Fighter, which is really nice. The first one I picked up. If you look at it, looks really good. It's exactly accurate. It's got all the markings and stuff here. Some engine grit detail. Pretty cool. And in there's the cockpit, which also has the same launching feature as Vader's. I'll open it up and then we'll show the figure. It's also kind of hard to get these things open. You got to be careful. So in there, TIE Fighter has some small seat. Looks pretty good. And looking at the TIE Fighter pilot figure, also will say very flawless figure. It's got his ventilator and breathing mask on. Looking really cool. Definitely think this is one of the better figures of the line, such like the ATSD pilot. So moving up, put the TIE Fighter pilot inside. So I'll show you right now. Stick him in. Also kind of hard to do that, but you stick him in here. Goes in pretty well. Yeah. Very hard to fiddle him in there, but that's what it looks like, sort of in. I can't really fully get him in, and I have to take him out anyway, though. But yeah, that is the TIE Fighter, which I recommend picking up. Besides, like, you don't even need to have the figure inside of it. It looks really good on its own. And I might end up getting a second one, because then you can have it go with Vader's TIE Fighter, and you can have, like, the scene in episode 4. So, definitely think that the TIE Fighter's a worthy pickup. So, let me know what you think about the video. Very different video from usually what I do. But, hope you guys enjoyed, and I really hope they make a Star Destroyer for this line. So, see you guys next time, and, bye.